Born on March 20th, 2006 in New York City, Barron Trump has never known a normal life. As the youngest of his siblings, much younger, he grew up like a prince, the only child in a towering palace. His father, Donald Trump, a real estate tycoon worth over $7.5 billion. His mother, Melania, a former model turned
Wow.
first lady. Together, they offered Barron a life where nothing was ever out of reach. His childhood playground? An entire floor of Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. Picture a private wing with golden decor, crystal chandeliers, and absolute silence. While most kids shared bedrooms, Barron had a nursery, a living room, a kitchen, even quarters for his nannies. Just for him. At 2 months old, he was already on TV, introduced to the world on Oprah Winfrey's show. Today, it's said that Barron Trump has a personal fortune of around $60 million, and he hasn't worked a single day in his life. At just 18 years old, Barron Trump already owns what most people won't see in a lifetime. His personal fortune? Around $60 million, and he hasn't had to lift a finger for it, all thanks to a massive family trust fund packed with more than just cash. Stakes in some of the world's biggest tech companies, Amazon, Apple, Tesla, Alphabet, but also shares in banks, healthcare giants, and retail leaders. 25% of that fund is invested in the stock market, which means his fortune grows by the day. As for real estate, it's next level. He owns a mansion in Palm Beach, right on the Mar-a-Lago estate, estimated value over $20 million. And that's not all. In New Jersey, he has a 30-acre property in Bedminster, complete with a private golf course, a pool, and a 700-square-meter house straight out of a movie. From the very start, Barron Trump was born into a world where luxury wasn't a privilege. It was standard. Just after leaving the hospital, he received a gold-plated baby stroller, a gift from Ellen DeGeneres. Yes, a stroller made of solid gold. His nursery? An entire floor of Trump Tower, designed in Louis XIV style, with golden furniture, painted ceilings, and a setting straight out of Versailles. While other kids took their first steps on playmats, Barron was walking on marble floors, and it didn't stop there. Every night, his mother Melania applied a caviar-infused skin cream on him, her own brand, a skincare routine worthy of celebrities given daily to a 7-year-old. Melania never relied on a nanny. She personally homeschooled Barron with care and structure. English, Slovene, French, even Czech. He was multilingual before he could count on his fingers. His grandmother cooked him traditional Slovenian meals, while Melania helped him review grammar. A childhood full of love, yes, but also full of gold, caviar, and old European traditions. Melania Trump never trusted just anyone with her son's education. From an early age, Barron was homeschooled in a strict but luxurious environment. His mother taught him the basics in English, but also in Slovene French, and even Czech. Barron was multilingual before he could even count. Alongside that, he discovered Eastern European cuisine and culture, all in a setting refined enough to rival an embassy. But Melania knew he'd eventually need to enter the outside world. So she chose the most prestigious schools in the country. In New York, he attended Columbia, grammar and preparatory school, an elite institution for Manhattan's intellectual elite. Later, he enrolled at St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Maryland, with one detail: $50,000 per year in tuition. When the Trumps moved to Florida, Barron finished at Oxbridge Academy, another elite school where $38,000 a year granted access to the best universities in the country. When he traveled, always with full escort. Even for a school field trip to Washington, it was a private bus, 80 students, and Secret Service agents. In June 2017, Barron Trump made history. At just 11 years old, he became the first presidential son to live in the White House since JFK Jr. But for him, it wasn't a movie or a fairy tale. It was simply his new home. A home with a private movie theater, a bowling alley in the basement, a swimming pool just for him, and hallways watched around the clock by Secret Service. His room? Entirely redesigned for him. A modern, high-tech cocoon built for a quiet teenager who loved video games and sports. It was where he could escape from everything, because outside, the cameras never stopped. Inside, it was the only place he could breathe. Melania made sure his routine stayed balanced. School, leisure, family dinners. She refused to let Barron be consumed by politics or media frenzy. Even surrounded by luxury, Barron lived in a bubble. A bulletproof one, yes, but a place where every smile was monitored, every outing planned, every second lived under protection. And even after the presidency, he continued receiving full security until age 16. Even without saying a word, Barron Trump stands out. With a mother like Melania, an icon of fashion, he never really had a chance to go unnoticed. From a young age, his outfits were flawless. Pressed shirts, tailored suits, matching ties. At just 10 years old during his father's inauguration, he already looked like a head of state. But Barron isn't just a dressed-up figure. He gradually defines his own style, a mix of formal elegance and bold touches. He switches between Ralph Lauren suits and flashy red jackets, discreet loafers, and high-end designer sneakers. And you can see that future in the details, especially on his wrist. Rolex Submariner, Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe. Barron wears $20,000. $30,000 watches like others wear leather bracelets. Every public appearance becomes a showcase, but behind the lights you sense a teenager still finding himself, caught between family expectations and personal identity. At the White House on Air Force One or during Mar-a-Lago events, Barron is never just present. He's watched, judged, expected. In March 2024, Barron Trump turned 18. For most people, it's just a birthday. But for him, it was a turning point, a moment when he stepped out of childhood and perhaps into the shadows of politics. Until now, the media had largely left him alone. But once he became an adult, the rule changed. A former NBC executive even said it. He's no longer off limits. Since then, the comments haven't stopped. Some admire him, others attack him. Just weeks after his birthday, an announcement dropped. Barron was named a delegate for the Republican National Convention in Florida. The world held its breath. Was he about to follow in his father's footsteps? But to everyone's surprise, Barron declined, officially because of scheduling conflicts. In truth, maybe because he's not ready or unwilling, for now, to be locked into a role he didn't choose. Because Barron is also an enigma, a quiet young man, sheltered all his life, now stepping into adulthood with a massive legacy and even heavier expectations. His father claims he likes politics, that he gives advice on campaigns, on speeches. But for now, Barron keeps his distance, choosing to observe rather than be exposed. At his Oxbridge Academy graduation, he stayed silent, impeccable in his suit, but still reserved. And what about you? What do you think Barron's future holds? Heir to a fortune or the next power player in American politics? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to dive even deeper into the world of influence, luxury, and silent heirs.